just held a COBRA meeting on the coronavirus concerns. As I made clear to the House yesterday, the clinical advice is that the risk to the public remains low, and the Chief Medical Officer will be making a full statement later tonight.
Are the Chinese sharing all the information we need?
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker, and with your permission, before turning to the bill, I would like to update the House on the ongoing situation with the Wuhan coronavirus. The Chief Medical Officer continues to advise that the risk to the UK population is low, and that while there is an increased likelihood that cases may arise in this country, we are well prepared and well equipped to deal with them.
So far, we have not seen any deaths outside China. Although these numbers are still relatively small compared to the numbers of cases in China, we must all act together now to limit further spread.
Dealing with this disease is a marathon, not a sprint. The situation will get worse before it gets better.
We now have a name for the disease, and it is COVID-19.
I tell you that I'm shaking hands because I was at a hospital the other night where I think there were actually a few coronavirus patients, and I shook hands with everybody.
Across times like this, it's really important to keep those nails very short. Trust me, they do look very cool, short, and that stops any bacteria growing.
The coronavirus is the biggest threat this country has faced for decades, and this country is not alone. If too many people become seriously unwell at one time, the NHS will be unable to handle it. And therefore, I urge you, at this moment of national emergency, to stay at home, protect our NHS, and save lives.
We're all just doing what we can to save people's loved ones, and I want you to see me like this because I want people to realise how serious it is. If you see groups of people, then I want you to say something to them. I want you to say you need to stay indoors and you need to stop spreading it, and people need to stop catching it, because we're on our knees here, and it's really difficult.
Stay positive as much as you can. This isn't going to last forever. Follow the government guidelines. And just remember, we're all in this together. We're in the same boat. Which, in a way, is quite comforting, I feel.
I've developed mild symptoms of the coronavirus, that's to say, a temperature and a persistent cough.
Stick through this, I promise you'll get it done. If you're unfit, you're still going to manage to do it.
Same principle, centre, outside.
While we may have more still to endure, better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again.
This scheme has been a world-leading economic intervention, supporting livelihoods and protecting futures. 7.5 million jobs have been furloughed.
And then I see the disinfectant, where it knocks it out in a minute, 1 minute. And is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside or almost a cleaning?
It is now almost 2 months since the people of this country began to put up with restrictions on their freedom, your freedom. So I want to provide tonight, for you, the shape of a plan to address both fears, both to beat the virus and provide the first sketch of a roadmap for reopening society. We will allow single adult households, adults living alone, to form a support bubble with one other household.
So you'll see when you come into our stores a host at the door with a counter, making sure we're able to control the number of people in the store. There'll be hand sanitizer for colleagues and customers to use. You'll see markings on the floor 2 metres apart, encouraging customers to socially distance. And you'll also see protective sneeze guards at tills and a range of other measures. So we're very confident that customers can shop safely and securely in our stores.
In just under 1 hour's time, the best league in the world will be back up and running after a 100-day pause. An important step forward in our careful journey back towards normality. Players back in their place of work, and a boost for our football-loving nation.
6 months ago, none of us could have imagined how our world and our lives would be thrown into turmoil by this new virus. All over the world, we have seen heartwarming acts of resilience, inventiveness, solidarity, and kindness.